Hello po mga kababayan, this is Nancy Bicolana at pag-usapan natin ngayon itong kalat na kalat ng balita tungkol po dito sa forfeiture case po laban sa late CJ Corona na basura na po ng Sandiganbayan. Finally, kaya lamang po, siyempre, hindi na po nakita ni late CJ Corona kasi namatay po siya noong 2016. So mga kababayan, kahit naman po noon pa na maraming nakikipaglaban na itong si late CJ Corona was right. Wala po siyang ginawang kamalian. Kaya nga lamang po, basahin po natin ito kasi meron ditong kung nakitang nilagyan ko nga ng highlight para makita ninyo kung ito ba ang dahilan kung bakit kahit pa po siguro ang ibigay niyang mga documentation, pagpapatunay na wala siyang ginagawang masama. Meron na po silang agenda Tingnan ko nga. Ito ba itong ko? Ito mga kababayan. PNA, Philippine News Agencies, dated November 3, 2022 at ito po ay sabi, Grab Court, Junk Forfeiture Wraps versus CJ Corona Air. The Sandiganbayan has dismissed the forfeiture case filed against former Chief Justice Renato C. Corona in his heir. In its 48-page decision written by Associate Justice Artur O. Malabagyo and published online Thursday, the anti-graft court dismissed the forfeiture case filed by the Office of the Ombudsman against Corona, his widow Christina, and their 3 children, as well as his trustees, assignees, transferees, and successors in interest because the respondent were able to adequately prove that their income could enable them to acquire the questioned asset. Oh, there you go. Kung willing lang po talagang makinig at kung ang katotohanan lang talaga ang gustong malaman ng Congress at that time, kaya lang po mukhang mga nagmamadali. Bakit kaya? Baka kasi pag hindi nagmadali, mapatunayan na tama si late Chief Justice, 'di ba? Kaya kailangan madaliin. Ganito. Sabi dito in its forfeiture case against Corona, the Ombudsman claimed that the former head magistrate had 137.93 million pesos in assets by 2010, but declared only a portion of the same in his statement, assets, liabilities, and net worth, or SALN. From 2002 to 2011, Corona reported a total income of 30.36 million pesos from being an associate of the Supreme Court, member of the Judicial and Bar Council, a member of the House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal, and his stint as a member of the cabinet. The Corona family, however, claimed that the prosecution computation did not consider other sources of income, such as expropriation by the City of Manila of a piece of property worth 34.7 million pesos from the family-owned BGEI and commingled personal funds from the Corona children, Maria Carla Beatriz Castillo, Francis R. Corona, and Charina C. Salgado. The Coronas also claimed that these funds were put in money market placements, which were repeatedly rolled over to several long-term investments or dollar time deposits that have matured over the years and have earned substantial interest income, including the time when Corona was Corona was in the Supreme Court. In its decision, Sandiganbayan noted that while Corona may have been liable for negligence as he failed to indicate his assets in his salin properly. Ibig sabihin, baka hindi lang nakamali lang. Kung ano man po yung pagkakamali, properly, kasi wala naman talagang, hindi parang may pera ka dyan, saan mo kinuha yan, di ba? Pero parang hindi lang na-file properly. These assets cannot be labeled as unexplained wealth because the former Chief Justice and his wife and children have legally accumulated wealth over years of working. Doon nila kinuha yon. Oy! Mga loko-loko to. Kung gusto niya lang talagang makita ang tama. While we commiserate with the plight of the petitioner ombudsman in relentlessly pursuing and recovering unlawfully acquired properties or ill-gotten wealth, the pursuit should not be mindless as to be oppressive towards anyone. After all, the ombudsman's duty is not only to prosecute, but more importantly, to secure the justice is served. There is no justice in the ombudsman's relentless quest to punish a respondent with a penalty that is inordinate with the degrees of his or her transgression, the Grapp Court said. The salin is a tool for public transparency and never a weapon for political vendetta. The Filipino people live, toil, thrive in a democracy, but the rule of law should not stand parallel to the rule of the mob. The court added, nilagyan ko po ito, hinighlight ko po ito, kasi doon ko kinukuha yun Trinabaho. Corona was appointed as Chief Justice by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo in May 2010, a month before Arroyo's term as president expired. Arroyo's successor, the late President Benigno Aquino III, openly criticized the appointment and vowed not to recognize Arroyo's appointment of Corona. Kaya ko hinighlight yan. So, dito ko sinasabi, kahit ano pala ang ipaliwanag, ano mang documentation, kahit i-correct pa siguro yan, hindi pa rin papayag. Kaya nga, madalian ang nangyari. Natatandaan ko, noong nag-hearing ang lower house dito sa co-warranto case ni Maria Lourdes Sereno, salin din yun, di ba? Yung salin naman kasi po niya iba kumbaga palaktaw-laktaw yung kanyang salin, hindi magkamayaw, saan ba niya naiwan, nabasa ba o nadala ba ng flood, hindi niya maipon yung kanyang salin. Isa po sa congressman nagsalita, hindi ko matandaan kung siya Pareñas yun, Congressman Pareñas, but somebody, habang nagre-ready sila, narinigan ko isa sa kanila, sana hindi ito mangyari katulad ng kay at that time, CJ Corona. So alam nila na nagmadali sila, na ang papilis kumbaga kung basta-basta na lang, basta tapusin na to. Dahil ba dito? Vowed, Noy, President Benigno Aquino III openly criticized the appointment and vowed not to recognize Arroyo's appointment of Corona. On May 2012, Corona was found guilty by the Senate sitting as an impeachment court of his alleged failure to accurately declare his assets in his salin. A number of prominent senators, among them the late Senator Joker Arroyo, warned of constitutional consequences in going after Corona by saying that the former Chief Justice was the victim of politics. Kawawang buhay natin. Pagka talagang politika na ang pinairal, kahit sino ka man. Pagkayaman-yaman, takataas-taas, Chief Justice, kapag talagang tinira ka, walang hiyang demokrasya yan na kinikilala ninyo. Kapag ayaw ninyo, kahit na ano pa, tatanggalin ninyo. Corona died in 2016 at age 67 following heart complication. Ito pa. Kaya ko ba nasabi ito na parang trinabaho? Kasi tingnan nyo to, oh. Hindi ko kasi masabing tunay na trinabaho dahil wala naman akong ebidensya dyan, eh. Pero tingnan natin itong basahin natin ito. Ito po ay GMA News Online, dated September 25, 2013. Yung sabi ni Jinggoy po dito, Jinggoy, 50 million additional funds given to senators who voted to convict Corona. Senator Jinggoy Estrada on Wednesday said an additional 50 million in discretionary funds was given to senators who voted to convict former Chief Justice Renato Corona last year, or 2012. In a much-anticipated privileged speech, Estrada said the allocation was provided in a private confidential letter from current Senate President at that time, Franklin Drilon, was Senate Finance Committee chairperson at that time. Hawak niya ang Hayaan ko na ang taong bayan ang gumawa ng conclusion kung ito ay totoo, hindi. Pero ito ang aking maidadagdag sa kwento. After the conviction of the former Chief Justice, those who voted to convict were allotted an additional 50 million. Sabi daw po ni Estrada. Ang mga senator po get 200 million each. 200 million pesos buwan each in Priority Development Assistance Funds, or PDAP, also known as pork barrel for lawmakers every year. Ganyan kalaki ang inyong pera sa kamay ninyo na pera ng bayan. Pero kung mga ugali ng iba sa inyo, kung umasta, kala ninyo pera ninyo yan. Yung saksak ko nga ito, yung NTFL ay pinagdadamutan nyo. Estrada, who is facing plunder charges at the ombudsman for allegedly pocketing kickbacks in an alleged 10 billion pork barrel scam, did not address the accusation against him in his hour-long speech. In a past interview, Estrada had denied involvement in the alleged anomaly linked to controversial trader Janet Lim Napoles. Isa pa yan. Diba? Pera kung saan-saan lang, kala mo tubig lang sa kanila eh. Diba? Nakakaasar. Akala mo, mga tao naghihirap kumita ng pera, sila eh, tapon lang dito, tapon doon, diba? Tapos yung mga ugali nila, kala mo, pero pag malapit ng butuhan, ang ngingiti-ngiti, di ba? Sabi dito, reacting to Estrada's speech, Drilon said he may have issued a confidential letter but added that the funds were not meant as reward for senators who voted for Corona's conviction. Rather, he said these were meant to help the government meet spending targets. Ganon ba yon? O, ito po yung mga bumoto para mapa-impeach po si late Chief Justice Corona. Edgardo Angara, wala na. Dalawang Cayetano, nandyan pa, bumalik. Drilon, wala na. Escudero, bumalik. Jingo Estrada, bumalik. Gingona, wala na. Unasan, wala na. Pampilo Lacson, wala na. Lapid, nandyan pa. Ligarda, andyan pa. Osmeña, wala na. Francis Palingilinginan, babalik yan sa 2025. Aquilino Coco Pimentel, si Recto, na pagkatapos sa Senado, naging congressman naman. Naglalagari na lang. Kasi sila lang ang matatalino. Ilang milyon tayo? Pero wala na tayong makitang iba, di ba? Pabalik-balik na lang, binubuto na lang ng paulit-ulit. Kawawang mga ibang bayan natin na walang ano, di ba? Ramon Revilla, nandyan pa. Soto, wala na. Antonio Trillanes, wala. He may run again. I don't know. Manuel Villar at Juan Poncenrele. Ang hindi bumoto na para pa-impeach siya, sila, then Senator Joker Arroyo, late Miriam Defensor Santiago at Ferdinand Marcos, then Senator, now President. Diba? So mga kababayan, sa akin lang, binaboy po nila ng husto si late si J. Corona. Hindi lang simpleng pina-impeach nila. Pati yung pong mga yung sinasabi nilang napakasimple po na parang ayusin lamang. Kumbaga kung makapagkakamali ng pag-file, pero maaayos kung talagang ang gusto nilang hanapin ay yung maayos. Pero hindi po talagang ang agenda nila, to me, parang tanggalin talaga siya dyan. Regardless man po kung ano man ang maipaliwanag o mapatunayan ni late si J. Corona na wala akong ginawang kasamaan at ito kaya kong i-explain. Pero yan po ba ang hinahanap nila? No. Ang hinahanap nila, matanggal ka, now na.